Your abusia, today we are discussing line of magic and sorcery. Now, me bubum akodo obeye enai. Me do be film na me release some of the books so for you na wakwa akwahwehwe na wa nso so wakan gradually no ebie ni na so kakra kopim se ebedu ho. Enti ene no ye be shamanic prophets and pastors. Na ya hwe witch of Endor. Na afa ya be kitaf Hinnom scrolls eno so ya ba be hwe. When you say magic, eya na ye ebinum say they are omuyi wo tofi e wo kwan so anade all free all frame wetia onu pe na oye magic sa na ya adwene ye beyond that na magic no hini eni ye behu bi magic ya de Bible empe sorcery ya de Bible echikura an ochi ompe sorcery ompe necromancy ompe chese ompe se obehu ni ama we na nti ye bi wa sorry ana ye nye bi wo ho ana so se ehifa poti na obehu magicians ewo na hefa pote na obehu sorceress enso so ewo aga na hampo de ye nhyɛ da eni card readers ne ade join ta wobekwa hodoma wobekwa akoye sa ne ama we nyina but hefa na yehu omo na hwan mu na ye betumi aka se we ye magician na we nso so eye a sorcerer sen ye behu no eno ne ade enne no me pese me ne ye nyina fm be bia me de befa no nyina na mabububu mu de ya kyerɛ no se wo hwɛ me a who do you call a magician and who do you call a sorcerer? Where do you see them? A dear ben the nipa binumu eye. No mu nim say omo practice sorcery. But a yo so mu bo obi echi say obi practice sorcery. And that's witchcraft. Witchcraft magic. Sa nyama no eye den. Eno ene me pese ye komu kakra na ye hwe baby aye bedu. Something is fascinating about having some sort of connection with a world that is invisible and unknown to the physical. Eya na ye binum say obi pe na wa ahoden a obetumi de ahu ewiase bi a nipa mfa nani hu woda wo so dai what do you call that wo so hu bibi ana in fact ewiase na yete no bibi wo ho a particular person obehu a onipa dasani bia ehu bi eka sa nipa no ho ana. Day in and day out humans have attempted to grab an understanding and some sort of command over the forces that our lives from the ethereal to the physical. How many times have I hosted pastors and spiritual people to discuss prophecies? Aya na ye binumu say, ye ka ethereal, na ye ka physical. Ethereal ni ye binumu dia, enye binumu dia. Sa na ti ana, ye discuss prophecy. Prophecy no, ye obi pe enum na prophecy ni she. Ana prophecy will be enum. How do we understand these things? Many people follow religious figures because they either want a divine manifestation to happen itself or they want to use the human effort of pastors to make that event happen. Aso dia wo pese wo ye ne ewo wu mu no se wanko baby se wanko bom paye bi wanko asori wanko mosque ade a wo pese wo ye ne betimi ayeye ana so se wanko pastor bi wono wanko malam bi ko no mo a ade a wo pese wo ye wo wiase ne betimi ayeye se wanko obi a ho a na se wo a wo determine se we na me pese me ya e betimi ayeye ana say ntumi ye eniama enda ye bedwenjen hu no ebinie me ma wakwaba at the bad time with Mami Grace Jumedie kase so, and today we are exploring the art of magic and prophecy. Niama me pese ye kom ye do musuko ne ye hye no enu nie. I am going to talk about some ancient religious traditions and how they relate to our modern understanding of spirituality. Eniama ne bi wo hono ma nti na me wo problem when you say ye nananom no mo ya abosomsomfo a at which age any at what age na wo ka no. Because these are people who are omunim nyame na omunim bronsam. Into what are you actually talking about? Nia obinima waye ono na obetumi Bible kura ka say their own nim no ye no untumi use ag na emum de onim no ye no. Into die na me na nanim about nyankopon ene bronsam. Obetumi aka say no ye busumsum ni. What rituals and spells practice exist in religion that you may be unaware of? Practices be na what sa religion yimu omo ye na ye nim ana omo ankasa kro omo ye no omo nim na omo ye, or if you know others may not know ukasa we nim bibia ebi mo omo so omo nim bibia wo wiase o mi nim bibia wo wiase sa. It doesn't mean say the American so mi nim ni America mi nim ni America, just that mi nim bibia wo wiase e wiase mbo mebo nyame na me hyehye e wiase embo ba no enti se woni ma ebi a obi nim but mo me enkom ni ye hwe dia ewom actually. What is considered religious magic and what is considered demonic rituals? Say nyama we because onim say obi te rituals pe na ne yema hye no adware na wo kodware no eye rituals o ana wonim wo kodware a eye wo rituals obi say mame kwaya me morning rituals no be hwe no o taking a supplement ana o ye ne water therapy or nom ni nsuo onum ni so wi a waye ne water therapy bi a waye ne shilajit na waye oni no ni morning rituals obi wo wa ne rituals ye ni facial no no so okwa akoye but obi te rituals so pe na ne yema hye se hwem nti what is considered magic and what is considered demonic rituals religious magic me din de wa wonim dada na a time with Mami Grace Jumedie na afi ne ye be hye ase. Yo abusia enen so kwesi ada biom na me mankrankra bia achi mankrankra bia akwaba at the bad time with Mami Grace Jumedie kese yi so aha de yesia de yenim say yendru ye we are on a journey ye wa akwantu so aha ye transit nti ne ye yadwen say ye ntena ha ne ye nye ye bibia ensi ha ye beja ho akoye destination nti ye nam ye hwe ye ho wa ha ne ye prepare ye ho so e wo ba bia ye bekọ no nti aha de adesua na ye gu so yesua nti no sadia me bubu mu kira stages ahodo nan ende ye be nante afa so no eno ana ende ye be ye na ye topic ne ye den line of magic and sorcery me din de unim dada to me frame Mami Grace to me frame the prettiest preacher on this very platform me onu aba afa me ho akono se nchenam me mo akwaba. Now let's look at shamanic prophets and pastors. When your pastor tells you that he did some directions akwankyere and entered some realm to prevent a catastrophe that was about to happen, don't just clap and shout, Papa, Papa. That is magic. Yes. Well, the only problem is, at the same thing, but it happen where a particular place are divine. It could happen where baby are only will be there, brunsam. Our biggest problem, sorry, almost sorry for nema, a bonnet. Or so for no so ton, whatever. But the all cast are on so book. Now, Okachan Crawford Moon so see the say. Moya harvest no near Simon so see that from $100 to $100. Obia betia because yes, I dear dear buena me jumana wujuma aye. It's the same thing. But because Obia were away or different into Obinum some de divine, ebimu de evil. When ye dear to the petrim into sort rituals a pet nani yemu de say shim. Into sophobia so who ram be no call baby na same basin or kekaka. It's the same thing. Find out any practices or akwankyere that are aimed at accessing supernatural realms and influencing forces to influence events visible to our eyes is magic. So okay can be bom na bibia wo keka bom na wo frɛ bibi na edi ni besi wa magic. Nti who are the magicians in Ghana? Magic, sorcery and prophecy are all related within the subject of rituals and practices which happens in all aspects of religion and occultic societies. Obi anya less and obi anya more. Adie ba ko na ye nyina ye. But often the difference between what is considered sacred and what is deemed forbidden is blurred. Say egwe papa, say anya papa ya na enim na ye usi, enim nhye da nda hosa. Or no, the same thing and Crawford no muyo. Because we no we ku odwan e no de ni moja ni raise energy. And I want to kwa communion wine ejina wa me nipa moja. Osu de ye covenant o tie ni o. Wo de ye covenant osu de raise energy. And what's the difference between the two of you? Okoka e better na asem because ojina ho o defend it. Worship ankasa osum ankasa de ye na papa de ye na eye bone. Supreme being no hwa no se osum hwana. Asonsum asonsum eye nipa de ya na. Into one year, a bear Saudi Owaha, now we move no more, and so what makes the akwankyere your pastor is giving you holy, and the one the malam is giving you demonic? What's the difference? The ain't a more soft for the any day free yame. Na malam nene the any day bonny. Why wouldn't say na malam for one tom kakra? Naka first naka will be a wako malam ho, wako just say yakuno, what would you not sorry a wuku be? And you'll be a wako malam, wouldn't me a nuisance, no, ya pie woman tamuno, dear badia. In the book of Exodus, the Bible made a strong condemnation against sorcery. Abeisem, afrefre, wo summons spirit. And so when no, and then amoye, mutu mi di obi na mas summons spirit, na spirit, no kwa money negotiating. Why na smile? Why na ye say, what are you people doing? It's just a question. Oh, honum, also the wabusum fi ni ye busum ni dia wakoma alam like so wo so dia na wo ye na ye den. Eno na matchire mo wo so wa kire wo no. Ade bi anipa mfa na nihu na wo ka niama mienu bom na wo de influence bibi manisi no eye magic. So who is a magician in Ghana? How many magicians do we have in Ghana? To show you be who am way. You be who am mosque, and our church, and our shrines, and our he. And here you be to me who magicians. Ghana. It's funny you. Then to us way. Exodus chapter 22, verse 18. I read. Or say, you must not allow a sorceress to live. Ube to me so kind of baby. Or say, suffer not for a witch to live. In our Bible no more. Senka tete asori na encounter sorceress encounter witches aden na all shahumra se ma yenjai omo ntenase. Who are the witches? Where did they get the witchcraft from? Onyankopon no boy ana nyame no boy beye ana na beye po yeden. This is a strict law that prohibits the practice of sorcery like I am doing here. To me show bia na waka chenu. Hey, me the mama me di first na me wa so no mo frame osofo psyche. Because many no a travel sa babia to me do jina gongongom no musu that's for you sue me papa e dey build your church afa omo hwehwe omo kwan no mu enhu omo kwan pa na omo say afa dey me ebeyfo me say ebeyfo anya no nti dey aka sese na mbo mataso aiza wato bo aboso no ataso na ebo hokai na ahuri asan to wo fra me ebeyfo dey ahonka me kai pa osofo obi he nyankopon fa bi no mo ne nche omo osofo obi a ono no ne girl bi awo girl we kra girl oye woman one na wo no se wanje ono ne nyina na ekwa asori bi kase bi ewokuru a eno ne girl ne daaye no ne girl no wo ye na sata ma obeware nti ose yefunu ne nyense ne nya ne dia eno wo ye na kola na anya 4 years ena osofo na kwaware na 4 years na kwaware ni nyina so nyankopon esanse onyankopon ye nipa boni ni nti na le guy no onwo ye ena me obi invite me na asori ena makọ na me ko preach na obi aka kire osofo ne say girl bi wo ho ya de pa rarara ena ono so ba asori ho na lady ne ba asori ho se de Christopher chinchin ye woko first ne program se bi wo ha 1 week ni mo program be 7 me kwa onipa ba ko be hia na oni nyina ase ena ye kwa asori ne na osofo na ba ho be hwe me no so invite me ena girl no so aba ne church e wo ho ena me dia me ye prophetic time no ena esi so sa na worship ni me di tuamu sa na bi so obi oni me eja wom sei eja wom se simple madu na me ja worship ni sa na ebe mu na akwala na be twam wo ba bia na me ye worship no o twam ba ko mienu no na esimu ana me se abofra we ni papa na te ho no asem we amike ena omo ye na aya kidi no omo se osofo ni se mi ntwa so de asoro ho ye ne de ya no apparently se na onim ena mi twa so se na osofo na hye na adwin se mi magu nanim ase nti all these years no hwehwe kwan bi de am ade me afa so dakro ye wa asoro osofo mankompo me ko na me ko I had a program and I was going and I stopped. I said I won't go again. And also for Nikodru asori ono omo se mamba na omo de microphone ni ma no so onya asori o start asori na o se ono oba so ono so for ni driving the car na oba asori no na me dane owo na me begu car ekwan nim na me ma ne car somersault ye na me say I'm very powerful. I'm able to turn into a snake. Na me somersault wo car damn. I'm not easy. Because me bubefu and obegina asori dem dwi ne ho aye say church dey suffer na asori ne dey age ne microphone kra on farm no okọ say me din wa asori wopoto na me fa me ho be ti na me ka kire say me ni obi anku wa o me wow this thing I dey do am 25 years o bi so bia wotema time na ye sisu na papa mama ayi mama Christian do tetemo no any woman na o ye aroma of Christ ni freedom omo ma ba nyina ma na o ma ba nyina o start na ma Juli owo nungwa gata kese na chi ho omo na omo ho ma na omo abase si afa na omo start yele ona yele waji gurus ye sha church mi oyi prophet ano Douglas Kankomu ye ne eto nwomo ma omo wo omo asori Orion salifo amako ne ogusu bempam Orion ole kwen okay na kansane mi discuss asori o na woni mu ntia eni no eye adwuma eye nne na ma be problem ama mo na mo mpe se mo betete na Bible e kaseti ya sorcery ni sa niama we enso de na sese ye no wo hono mo a strict law or say mo bia and practice it allow a witch to live enso de na ye hu ni sese the way the Bible put it and the seriousness of the verse shows that magic including practices like divination, spirit invocation and necromancy was prevalent enough in ancient religious times to warrant a strong reactions from religious authorities. Nti saa niama we no na muti no e wa asori kwa na eni ho started da ben. Sanka sori dey known today sanka Bible ntro se ma mo nye. It was something that was part of the church. Nti me bi se e koso ana se ejaye. because these practices were likely viewed as a threat to the established religious order, as they represented an attempt to access and manipulate spiritual power outside the control of the office of the Pope. Me inquisition, and also a platform so ubetumi akwa akoshe u challenge you mo pe ye be demonize you ye be dane ubeyifo fasha wadwenim. If their mind cannot comprehend your abilities, ye be demonize you. Say last week me catch it. Satan wabedani demon, and even angel of death wababedani demon, but Yahweh is not demon to you. This is where we are. It appears that the inquisition of knowledge of any kind by the masses is a threat to religion. Inti di amoye sisi ano enye nne na mo start e yade amoye kejeblema ba shemene. That is why your religious leader will never tell you the rituals he underwent to manifest in realms as a seer to get advanced information about your life. This is the reason why I say consultation ya chem too. Osofu biya aba Wednesday. Na members no aba Tuesday. Do you know what happened? Omo ba no mo be chi omo asofo no ohonom na afa dane ntokwa. Na sese me di obu ama omo hwe. When we started consultation, ye free Sakumono village ni ye ba NTAC ho no say wo hwe me yana wo wira afimi me na me wa NTAC ho no. Ye ba NTAC ho no no Wednesdays no asofo ne ba omo ye omo consultation ni Thursdays. Omo ye omo miracle service ni ye keka ka ho no Wednesday. Hey, you people Omo ye Wednesday no ma gi names ni no omo beba consultation no obetwere wudi for consultation na obeba Thursday no the names ni na ba me ho Wednesday na ma ko names ni mu nyina me ka the problem na wa chorotoro na ma ka solution me ka problem na wa chorotoro na wa ka solution na Thursday no akọ disbase ama members ni wo ho nti na madam foto so yo say ade we ama grace uye enyo ma omo mfa nkrofo ne bra na me so de nkrofo ne ba me ntumi miti ba me ya nkrofo no no mo ye priority nti ma me nye mo no mo nko sa asofo ye no mo ne me nkan NTAC still we are doing it, but we don't brag about what we do. And we hiampo, but a ya na a main nipa and a oka no the abano abeji no ko on country wo onipa na beba beji no ko o wi a no say wakoka say me na menye essential oils na yedi begu office wo ni na me na me ka kiro bebre na asofo na eto essential oil no eda na yede ye enya rituals enu na wo beto na apim omo so na omo nkrofo no so omo beto nkrofo no so omo anu mpo ye ngurumi omo no ma bebie no ma betoko ede na ya mo de because aha no me nsa obi adwuma de omo wa ha ni na ye de chemicals wom nti wo de gu wani ebe ha wo de gu aso ebe ha but de ya kraba no de ye pure essential oil utumi nom tumi de gu aso tumi de gu na ma besum ni nyina na mo de ko mu wie so na ma koka kire omo se me nye enye office where me ni mo ha na ye bibia together na mo kwa na mo amasa akosa me se poto e de egu wo eno na mo ye na mo nya advanced information se mo anfa nkrofo ni din amba enye me ni mo ha ene ye na mutumi nyanya we nyina e because also for no say me de car me koda ne owogu ni car kon wi ase ko wi asori branch omo de ne to ano o twentro to bishop ne so se bishop ni so omo nsi dan yo ojeje nkrofo ni sika nya say na bishop ni fi si dan ni wi ye pe no of our members ni na akọ all these people are there talking ill about me se munni me binu mo pa me nka so omo nyina nyo so wunni me binu mo pa suban omo wo mu a anka won kampo eno na omo benya advanced information na omo de bremo no essential oil on your office one now, and then gives you a kwanchere and divination practices to attempt to manipulate this event by magic. Up to now, what se wo now your consultation na onipa obeba wo kire the processor on fam na enye natural bibi man no a obeka so onpe bia obi oye Kristo ni omo pentem. They don't have time. This same religious leader will come and buy divination and spell portions to do his practices and turn around to call me mame water in church and prevent you from knowing what he did or how to do it yourself. When I me say do it yourself. E sure we be mato we ya de foforo kopim so obedru. Ono de o se da bi. Na ono me hye kona ho. O wi a na wa ba be ka kiro se me menye. O cover ne bombom. O cover ne to sebe de awuhu ba bi o ko ye nti me nhwe me kora. Prophets and seers act as intermediaries between the human and the sacred world. That is the ethereal. Nti na wo so dai a wante ase ono na wo kobisa no no so dai no wa access ethereal wonti ase you work on yourself to get there wo kwa kobisa na ono nyo no so dai na ye wo dia you don't know how to process your own dream ehia na wo bedu. We believe they receive visions and revelations by manipulating realms of consciousness ye bi osofo de ohun ade e na me hu se we ya wini eno de no na aba so hey mo bro yo be wini na oni wura na onim na ade dada nti me ha ho yo mo ye ni na formalities wasem na aka na enhwe oso no ata so. They use sorcery techniques such as herbs, music, and chant to achieve access to these realms. When you people are doing worship, why do you beat the drums differently than when you people are making praises? Do you know why? Tell me. Write it in the comment section. When we worship, sound, no vibration, frequency, na modebo no, different. Ena they are modebo praises no so different. Ena de edibo kete ni ne akomfo de kom no so no eno so frequency dey different bisa wo ho sa de ntia ena ya mo boss drums no endwen omo kɔ wo a endwuma omo to ene se de omo si ntwene so no obi wu a se de omo si ntwene so ene ndwuma omo bo bisa wo ho sa ye de ntia na ye ete sa ye frequency ni vibrations ni ba bi nipa ne pese orlando ntia de ntia na ya mo bo praise and worship a mo bo ni different na mo bo worship nso a mo bo ni different obia oya prophet bi ye pa ndwuma de ndwuma na ye adwuma nti most prophets know how to sing. And you baby, they are like know how to sing because no the peja frequency no or peja we say na no we gurem no can be it is still magician. A magic, a sorcery. I catch you plain. They use sorcery techniques such as herbs. No more to tell about it. I want to have gugu ni so no mo hwini de bia. E dey chant na mo chanting. Tongues na mo kana say chese. Mo nim say chant mo chanting ana. Ade ba ko. Memma wo bumfuo. Ade a wo kan wo repeat bia no you are chanting. Do you get it? Ade a wo kan repeatedly bia no you are chanting. What I say? Me home I am chanting. You don't say na mo kan na mo botwe ni fam. You guys are chanting. E ya brofo no na ya na e deceive mu se mo de mo nya hwe. Mo chanting. Nti sa chant no some prophets and seers perform serious shamanic rituals, blurring the lines between divine inspiration and the deliberate manipulation of consciousness through occult methods. Obi menene na ewo ho eno ja me no kware girl no nti me na wa ma wa kwankyere say ye no obi kunu ba ye na wa ma wa kwankyere no. What do you call this? Me pamucho me ko just spell and na we say and what do you call it? Enye sorcery and practices no enye occult onya nimdie we ohun se ofa nso na so o twa the round na ofa meko di tum na o twere wudi na o tro tum a wo betumi ada kwa agita nso ni nyina ahokoro. And what do you call it? Nya ba isemi ya na nyina ye so at which point are these sorcery practices and shamanic rituals by religious prophets and malams considered magic or spells? Almost spiritual people no. Omo akata so omo nim ni omo ye no afa chance bi no gina ho no ye na o hwa say like I went here dey wom hwinim nti ama omo ne yesi omo ye spells omo ye real magic and spells wa so no na ya ka no dey divine but spiritual person dey ne nye na omo akasa so omo nim omo bearings nti they can't even defend themselves. We can talk about examples of prophetic acts in the Bible that could be interpreted as magic or sorcery. So you don't say that I am attacking what is attacking itself already. Elijah calling down fire from heaven. Elisha multiplying oil. And Jesus turning water into wine. And Moses performing miracles in Egypt all demonstrate a mastery over natural elements and an ability to manipulate the physical world through spiritual means. Odi abano, odi chire epo no so. Na ensuo ni mu paye no. What do you call that? Nipa ni fam ne kume binum no. Say na wo frɛ no. Enya magic. This act raises questions about the extent to which prophets were aware of the occult techniques they employed and whether these rituals were a controlled way of channeling. Say, ade we yankrofo yi. Say ya come. When they say channeling is akom, men worry bebre. Whether they were channeling divine power or something closer to sorcery. How do you bet me say a divine ana? Ade we yankrofo we yi nyina no. Ebi na mabobo so Elijah ne Moses no mo ne ade omo niam omo ye no. Eye divine say yes, eye divine na. And omo channel ya. How do you know say we ye divine? How do you know? Say we ye divine because according to the Bible Moses dane or what ade na owo ba no. Magicians na omo so wo no ye bi nye the same thing na omo nyina ye no wo. Ono kra ye more mesum duru ye daytime. or man pompo bobon krofo, into or manipulating energies or manipulating realms. Into what was Moses channeling? And remember we few say yet Moses e wo faro fie ho. Into the magician no mo kire no. Enye bi na no use no. Your question no hard feelings. And chana mu buafu mu nyima grodi. Now let's look at witch of Endor. In the story of Saul versus witch of Endor in 1 Samuel chapter 28, we noticed that religion sees necromancy as a great sin against God. Mama of scripture no. The witch of Endor is a medium which, according to the Bible in 1 Samuel, was consulted by Saul to summon the spirit of the prophet Samuel. You people don't believe in necromancy. I don't know when. Like, I don't know when. Oh. I don't know when. This is Saul. Saul crady. Saul na nyame ngosra eba no so ankomsefo no hye nkoma. Obi bi says na Saul so kan komsefo no. Akwan komsefo no wana. Wo ye nkomseni e wo divine. Who told you that? Anybody at all. Bible said na onyame honhom ba Saul so. Na Saul hye nkom. Na omo bi says na Saul so o kan komsefo no ho ana. Onyame honhom ko Saul so. So niyama bebre ba ye okoko mu abaitefo yi so a yesense Mephibosheth ne respa mai nyina onyame honhom akono so ma Saul hye nkom. So which is the demonic spirit and which one is the God spirit? Saul, Papa Saul, and a wakofre witch of Endor, and a wabe Samuel susum. Prophet Samuel, and a obeyfo asamon se the spirit ni wechi. How do you calculate this? How? Because King Saul wanted consultation on how to defeat the Philistines in battle. Into wakofre witch of Endor. Say, Samuel mami, or for Samuel mami, the Samuel mami waha, which in necromancy, is it not in the Bible? Some people decided to stay back in the Old Testament. And when you come to the New Testament, they said Jesus also called Elisha and who? Moses and Abraham. Hey! Who called Roma? 1st November, a yen Saman for celebration day. Unana. Your Saman, ni moja su ni faslo. Ya ube hunye hu. I mean, can't talk of less me. I don't do any of those things. But I'm telling you your Bible that you feel you know than I do. Ebi ami metwe mu na fe na wo adu ho. Na ode praye be nu masum. Ma hwe ani so ama wani so asi. Because of person o win battle no okofre Saul. Okofre Samuel, prophet Samuel. But as a religious person, I'm sure you have read this verse and wondered if the thing worked. Me you sure someone do who read this away the first Samuel no say hey. Na you know, sabe before we okofre, before and offer prophet Samuel ne home. Hey, is the before that powerful? Inti, ubadu insenti ade we oye no, eye adwuma na. First of all, King Saul was able to do the consultation. And secondly, it means that the practice of divination and witchcraft was happening in those times. Inti dia hu bia no, enye ade foforo. Nsame ye before men worry o. Hey, men worry. So the whole problem was that a God got jealous that Samuel died and his spirit was performing the work of a divine entity. Obi no why jealousy? You know, friend the spirit aba. This opens a very deep secret that we are gods in spirit. The moment our body dies off, we are just as powerful as the gods. Okay, gods are yes, small gods. And then last week, so the holy beings, no, so okay, gods now say small gene here shrines now. Also, your problem is serious common knowledge to calculate this, because people are controlling their emotions and others are finding their food. We should shut up. The Bible was successful in condemning it and demonizing the practice to this day. Say necromancy, but this single act also reveals a belief in the possibility of communicating with the dead and accessing knowledge from the spiritual realm. Scripture way and when people are doing it and they quote this, and you go and tell them that a New Testament, about Old Testament, and you are still collecting tithes, where do we place you? All these are questions. It was so effective that the leader of the divine council of gods in the Bible felt threatened. First Samuel, but me read it. This act also demonstrates the human tendency to seek answers and comfort outside of accepted boundaries. We so chire. Omo amosi omo ba asori na omo sori na omo na meduro so. Ade na asori ko ye divine no. Omo nya bibia because obi nya bibia onko aduro so nko ye hwe. Ade nti na ye omo ko aduro so. Omo ko ye bibi. Cause omo omo wa aduro so no omo to omo bo. Eye ni yie. Omo nkopi no omo mpesti. Nti nkrofo no ko wa dey see results. Particularly when confronted with uncertainty and fear. So you can lie to yourself in church that you don't believe in divination and sorcery. It's your wahala. And to what? Why? What? In desperate times, we find these practices so assuring and results-oriented. So why the hypocrisy? Me ye penyumu. Oh, me ye penyumu na juma we mayache. Ene juma we won. Ubeko wanima. Eye wano a wokatu. Because they hunu ho yemfa ma ha. Ntinya fe no bi ebegina abebobo obi di na me yese ma we don't do that, and if you know you know. Enu nti na mo meeting a mo sorry ya na omo abeka. They know you guys don't know nothing. Maka. It's just the hypnotism. Why do you hypnotize people? Oka bibi ane nkrofo se enye kura, nobody is able to tell you say papa ade a wokan we de enye kura. You don't have to say this. Onyankopon ehia wa no hwe nchen. Say their prophecy ni mbem. Hey! I want you to answer this question in the comment section, please. Do you think religion banned necromancy because it threatened the church's control over the spiritual realm? And nothing else for religion, ban necromancy. Me, I don't practice necromancy. Me believe it. Na me owo kra ye mfa so ma me ntim kofrobia wewu anko ne nim. Aha no ma o haw ne amane bebrebe. Me, so don't think I do this. Some occultic societies have studied the witch of Endor and even performed some of her rituals in secrecy, believing that even though the evocation of the spirit of the dead can be done under certain circumstances, the necromancy act also violates the natural order and is a sin that challenges the biggest, the authority deities in existence. So mo amodi necromancy asemba wa me catch them plain. Say me, I don't call the dead. I'm not a necromancer. Me catch them straight, It's because me, I work with the cosmic. Inti me nkofro sama bi amfa ama. In breaking the laws. But I don't break the laws. Without the cosmic, you can't balance. They believe that when you evoke necromancy, you are giving power and authority to that spirit, manifest that power and authority in the physical realm. Inti na me catch them say mumu bebre mu so nsamanfo in the name of abosom. Say me catch them last in sense nsamanfo na mubu fuye. Because ayo saman e na wo be man the body, na wa man the moja, na wa channel no. What else? Mu so nsamanfo. Inti the cross that is sitting there. Now mu di communion wine ghost anybody no. You guys are just worshiping a ghost. In fact, cross it means death. Ti wo so owu a e saman na wo so. At the end of the day no, nkrofo no mo Bible no mo nyen samanfo. Yesu owu. Wenya ne kokoro odina wo nchen, onye saman. Olumba for no mo say Jesus abawo. Owo. Hey. Easy o. It is believed say we yes na wo masaman na abaha. Ne ba de sa na we lose the mechanism no. Oye saman owo ne memory nyina o. Nti obaha no ma no be frustrated da obetumi di boni because oni bibia wa ha. So me, I don't do that. In that, no spirit can take power by itself to work on the physical plane. Humans must call and give that authority to that spirit to have a purpose to interfere in the affairs of the physical. The more humans pray and give authority to a spirit to come and help in the physical realm, the more powerful that spirit becomes. You made him popular. You made him popular. This is why religion has condemned Africans from giving attention to their ancestors, because by so doing, you are giving so much authority to other spirits that can challenge the one God ideology that the religious leaders and their gods are protecting. Because someone best one another fight to apa omoni so asoro ho. Into your some saint you be a wu. E ma remfi. Ba one another me nko close. Me a question na me bi so. E ma bufu. The ability to conjure a spirit, even temporarily, suggests a belief in the soul's continued existence and its potential for interaction with the living world. Obi obeka so kofre ne nana no. na oyobi a ogidi say nipa wu a onko e me kan we kire obi me say a lot of people le wu a omo gine sum na se nti na de san ye pentema free market because we have to give way for them to come and trade there and nipa bebre wu a omo gine sum na se ominua so o ma me gine sum na se do you think you have enough knowledge so o ma me betumi aka to say me gine sum na se bo me na me nto asonko because you see necromancy so you don't even have in-depth knowledge about it. Like I said, me I believe in the cosmic law. So certain things I don't practice. And I be make say, man, subscribe to anything. Me, I won't do the same thing I'm telling you because you can use anything and I don't know subscribe to anything. No be control catch with their own. What problem? I don't have that ability. To ko friend bet si ho. Na fe wo man tenase wa ha obehye wo so obekere wo dia wonye no na menye. Remember, you are in a mystery school with Mami Grace. So don't take it like I am endorsing necromancy or condemning it. No. me yes, I'm mistaken. The purpose is to open your mind to the mystery practices and why religion forbids them. Adie bia religion e challenging ni bia obe make sure so the ball as any pana dream say we nye. Necromancy yes me practice I need to have knowledge about it because ento wada. Nipa bebre sun dai hu omo maame na omo koso for akobisa say me hu me maame hu maame went to me na nka so for na ene maame no maame. It's because we don't want to acquire any knowledge. Until energy si bia ye beyond us na e wo ethereal na ebetumi aboa yen e wo ho na ye de aba ha no. Ya condemn me nti yenye. Na me nsum mpo na me wo ho knowledge it helps me to escape. Me makachiro I won't do necromancy me I won't do it. Nti me nka say ye ana say nye but ehun nim de me bibia mesua. So I am not taking advantage of. This is what I'm discussing with you. We are discussing line of magic and sorcery. Mumu bebre mukosa ankrofo iho in the name of divinity, divine, God, holy. The same thing. Unni hu knowledge nti omo practice the real. And so unti ase what you sorry what treatment omo de ma ntumi njai. Na osofo asuru tu. No we are san threaten wo e de ka ho. Se wo kwa ameye ose mi kwa ameye ose nka wo knowledge na ko de fe wa na so de afe no. Na mo fe so ko. Spiritual people no omo asuru tu bebre. Omo asuru tu omo. How can you tell somebody say or was spiritual marriage na woko ye say wo kwa share spiritual marriage na we ye fi wono no ensuo no ware oba na say wo ware no come and tell me that come and do that to me ko ba na it's because people don't have knowledge nti na mu take advantage of everybody nti free na ko omunia sua ne wo be sua na fa defend the wo because knowledge is power else you will perish like the Bible say. Now let's look at Ketef Hinnom Scrolls. Masama another book. Ketef Hinnom Scrolls. You can find it. In 1979, a silver scroll was discovered in a place now called West Jerusalem. Jerusalem, African folk who say yomodia. Edio, they be a classic emit. They be a classic emit. So be so Israel, Nicola, some spiritual Israelite. Jerusalem belongs to you guys. I want to know energy in movie. What if I be anyways? These scrolls are now being kept in the Israel Museum. The scroll has the oldest known Hebrew text that dates back to 600 BCE. That means 600 years before the Common Era, meaning this text was created years before the calendar we are using now. Your friend Ketef Hinnom Scrolls. Now we read it. This Ketef Hinnom Scroll has directions on how to use amulets and talismans. How do you connect this to modern day Christianity? Roman, omu use there. Arab for religion, Tezbah. Rosary ni Tezbah. What is the difference? Go and find a book and read. Mama source. Nyame na me kan. Okona okokan fa source na mom. No mu reading them wow. How do you connect this to modern day Christianity? Huh? Edio, this is the scroll that revealed protective inscriptions used to invoke Yahweh's name. Most secret societies boast of. This Ketef Hinnom Scrolls no use. I can't recall. But if an older version of religious scrolls suggests that certain forms of magic were tolerated, how do we connect that to the Bible instructing us to not let sorcerers live? Na Bible nebeto no na kire wo Tezbah ni we woman said what is the mission? Why would they say this? I know someone will say, Mami Grace, what happens in the church is miracle, not sorcery or magic. Is it true? Yes. Is it sorcery or magic? You see, as religious people, we are usually confused about what constitutes magic miracle, or even sorcery? If you have the constitution, come and tell us. Don't come and defend your emotions here. Come and tell us, come and teach us. We want to understand these things and why it is in the Bible, and some of the people in your Bible practice them. Why? Come and teach us. Why? Would they beg? If a child cannot walk and there is a church program, you take the child there and the pastor holds the child's feet and suddenly he or she begins to walk. Is that magic, a miracle, or sorcery? Mijawe mamo. Now I go chief on, no water from no other. Is that magic, sorcery, or miracle? And then now they measure. Now they better baby. To answer this question, I want to take you to something I read in the Talmud. According to the Talmud, miracles are generally divine interventions, but sorcery is when humans attempt to control the supernatural. Inti senya ubana no da ho. Eno sorry so nante. Eno bi no so ninsa. No intervene here there. What do we call this? The other is when humans attempt to influence the supernatural. No wa bompa na no wa no wa keke kan we na with the foam team. Is that magic or divine? This is Talmud. So let's use Jesus Christ healing the disabled man or even the blind man. Was that supernatural act divinely inspired or driven by human ambition? Sadia na Yesu ye no. Otete netie na odi ntesuo kan na odi ye obi ani na obi onipa na ni die ye no. Eye one. Jesus e kwa na oba na moja etu ne no koso na tade mu na moja no ejaye ye no. Sa nya ma mienu we. Abusia. Sa wo de bomu a where do you place it? Elijah eko obi fia na ne ba ewu no Bible so de ba na wewu ni da ho no da ne so. How? Where do we place it? It's just a question. No. Sa ade we ni a human a divine and also say a human ambition. Otete ntesuo na ode ye no. What do you call that? If someone asked him to do it and he did perform some human practices to induce that supernatural act, then Jesus performed magic. But that's the truth. Turning water into wine. What's the difference? Or no na oye and ye no one edane ye. Onipa na influence. Sene mame. Crack of friend say, Ombe no say, get thee behind me, you woman. My time is not you. But sene mame for sene ma okoye ye. Is that magic, miracle, or sorcery? It's just a question. This is magic. It is not miracle. This is not by my calculation, but by the Talmud. Nyamena miko Talmud nekaye. A powerful book on Jewish practices and traditions. Obiye in Talmud. And do akora na start abrabo in Talmud. So we o Christo na yourself for now kind Talmud. Minim dia men kan wo. In all this, minia wake up, stop sleeping. Bibiye nye different. Bibiye ni bebia ade krona. Senya wudanya ne na de ne beto. E no bi no di webom no ye adwuma. Sorcery, magic. Eno an ye nyina ye. Aya mum ye susu. E bi no ma o mo so too much. Usi obi en se nsuo. Na obo mpa na omo no mo ye nipa na yefunu ko ye. Is that not magic? Is that divine? Divine ya dey be happening to you when you are there. Na okra ko gina so na tie mu a ebo wo nsam do na twempem wa na se nyame ye bibi ma wa. Is that not magic? Is that not sorcery? I did not happen willingly. You who manipulate no na esi. The war is you. Stop sleeping. Wake up. You must grab knowledge and join the race. Men train you be me men train you. Don't wait for those pastors. Only share the bema. The war is yourself. Acquire knowledge. Into ko jina na hu say sorcery, you know. Obeye kura wonim na wo ye. Eduru ba bi emie nipa na obetwe ho because wo knowledge. Wo knowledge no nti eduru ba bi emie nipa na obetwe ho. Obi okoye business no nim business no. Obi the business proposal abeto wo na ohwemu na hu say ade we meboka wo ma obetwe ne ho. Ade a wo ye ne de na wo knowledge wo. Ebe mia wo ana obetumi ade wo ho. Me nka nkyere wo se bra me ho. Na me nsoma also se ko ba bia na me forbid wo so from anything. Me say knowledge is unlimited. Don't limit yourself to bibia say ye papa say ye boni nya ho knowledge na ne beto watch na no nim. Lack of knowledge my people perish. Knowledge is power. So seek knowledge. If you want to be o pese wunyane, o pese ye conscious, it's all about knowledge. Baby anjo ye say ya comfort, say ya spiritual people, say ya yourself for bibi anjo you be asun to me ye shame out than yourself. You be the bema obi awu na obe yusu. So find yourself, acquire knowledge and manipulate the energies yourself if you want to do so. Macrao.